A Step into the Past Volume 13 Chapter 4. Book 13 Chapter 04 Feelings. Back at the Wu residence, Teng Yi is still awake and is drinking alone in the dark. Xiang Xiaolong is sure that he is agonizing over Shan Ro's death and sat beside him without saying a single word. Teng Yi passed him some wine and disclosed, Tian Dan went to find Liu Bue after he met you and left after a long time. He must have been complaining to Liu Bue about you. After that, he went to find Li Yuan. A single sentence from third brother has terrified him so much. Xiang Xiaolong swallowed a gulp of wine and his tears began to fall uncontrollably from his face. In a deep voice, he commented, "This is better than I expect." To comfort him, Liu Bue will swear to kill me during the hunting festival. They will allow Li Yuan to return to Chu first and leave Tian Dan behind. After all, he wanted to see me dead before he can return to Qi with peace of mind. Smelling strongly of alcohol, Teng Yi remarked, "I did not think about that. It must be Roer assisting us from heaven to take his miserable life." Xiang Xiaolong inquired, "Has Yan Ran started work on the fake letter?" Teng Yi nodded, "Yes. I got a pigeon messenger to send it back to the farm immediately." According to Yan Ran, Uncle Qing and his men just need one night to forge a fake letter based on the letter from Lord Chun Shen to Zhao Mu. It is guaranteed to be foolproof. The pigeon messenger is a new secret weapon Xiang Xiaolong introduced to the Wu family elite warriors. This will speed up communication between the farms and Xianyang City and was implemented recently. Xiang Xiaolong silently drank another 2 cups of wine and wiped away his tears. "Have you told Jing Jun?" he asked in a deep voice. Teng Yi sighed, "Tomorrow. He ought to know. He was overjoyed with his Yan beauty and let's give him another day of happiness." He asked, "Will Li Yuan really leave after receiving the letter?" Xiang Xiaolong coldly sniggered, "Similar to Liu Bue using women to gain power, Li Yuan is using her pretty sister as a gift to the same effect. If he learns about Xiaolai's condition, he will not be bothered about Tian Dan. Liu Bue will encourage him to return immediately and execute their plan. I expect that they will try to take Lord Chunshen's life. The Lord is so amusing and yet pitiful." Teng Yi sighed, "Third brother is becoming more and more formidable, covering every aspect of the plan flawlessly." Xiang Xiaolong icily laughed, "For Shanro and second brother, I will do whatever I can to kill Tian Dan. Killing Moao is another crucial part of the plan. If this man continues to provide them with strategies, we may be killed by Tian Dan instead." Teng Yi sighed, "This is my biggest worry too. If Liu Bue sent his own warriors and escort Tian Dan all the way until he meets his own army, it will be impossible for us to act." Xiang Xiaolong confidently explained, "Remember the last time we spoke about Lord Jailing conspiring with Zhao General Pang Nuan? If I am not mistaken, these 2 men will try to rebel during the hunting fair. Liu Bue will be too busy dealing with them and will not have time for Tian Dan. As long as we misled Tian Dan that Xianyang City is an unsafe place, he will rush back to Qi via Chu as soon as possible, giving us the golden opportunity." Speaking till here, the sky is gradually brightening up but neither man felt the least urge to sleep. Xiang Xiaolong stood up, "I don't know what but I am pining for Ji Yanran and the ladies. Since it is still early, I will visit them at Qin residence. Second brother should spend some time with sister-in-law." Teng Yi appreciated, "You go ahead. I still want to think about some things." Qinqing is pruning her plants in her garden and saw Xiang Xiaolong coming to her place before the sky is fully bright. Stunned, she put aside her gardening tool carefully in an intricate bronze box and instructed her attendant to bring it into the house. She simply stated, "They are still asleep. I heard that Commander Xiang has the habit of sleeping late and they have inherited your habit as well. Why don't we take a stroll?" How can Xiang Xiaolong reject her? He walked beside her and enjoyed her fabulous garden with many unique plants and the fragrances of flowers filled the air. They traveled down a zigzag path that snakes through carefully pruned trees and bushes. Birds are chirping loudly, filling the garden with a sense of liveliness. With a solemn expression, Qin Qing led him down the path. With a hint of blame in her tone, she asked, "Your hair is messy, your clothes are untidy and there is a dirty mark on your shoulder area. Both of your eyes are red and swollen and you smell strongly of alcohol. You must have stayed up the whole of last night." Xiang Xiaolong did not anticipate this and was astonished. "You only peeped once at me and you can deduce so many things." Qin Qing turned her head and shot him a look, scolding, "Your words are vulgar and rude. Who is peeping at you?" Xiang Xiaolong can sense the happiness in her scolding and knew that she is not really blaming him. He bitterly laughed, "I am not fully conscious yet. I really look disgraceful compared to Grand Tutor Qin. My smelly alcohol fumes has polluted your fragrant scent." Qin Qing abruptly stopped walking and turned around. Before she could say anything, an aimless Xiang Xiaolong bumped right into her. Both of them shrieked out in fright and backed off instantly. Qin Qing's face is burning red and a flustered Xiang Xiaolong apologized, "I. So sorry. I am so muddle-headed. Did I hurt you?" As he is saying this, the feeling of Qin Qing's tender and bouncy breasts on his own chest has left an everlasting impression. Qin Qing shot him a vicious look and resumed a blank face. She lightly mentioned, "We are both careless. Forget it. But I must still reprimand you. As a gentleman, how can you pass such a comment about a lady's natural scent?" Xiang Xiaolong shook his head, "I am not a gentleman and am not interested to be one. Honestly, I am quite afraid to talk to you. I may offend you without even knowing it." Qin Qing's face darkened and coldly replied, "So you are afraid to see me and thus advised me to leave for Bashes so that I will not pose as a hindrance to you." Xiang Xiaolong was dumbfounded at this baseless accusation. He surrendered, "I only mentioned it by mistake. Grand Tutor Qin is still grudging me for this sentence? Let me kneel and kowtow to you for my mistake." Qin Qing was startled and stopped him, "A man must not kneel down easily. HNG. You are playing a fool." Xiang Xiaolong stretched out in a yawn and took a deep breath. He left the small path and cut through the flowers, arriving at a small stream near a bridge. He kneeled down and used his hand to scoop up the running water, happily washing his face. Qin Qing came to his back and was frowning at his uncouth behavior. At the same time, her eyes twinkled with interest. Xiang Xiaolong used more water to wet his hair and combed it with his fingers. Rejuvenated, he looked up at the blue sky and the white clouds. Raising his hands, he declared, "Today is the first day of the rest of my life. I will live my life to the fullest." Qin Qing repeated his words twice before she grasped its meaning. She was slightly shaken and remarked, "No wonder Yan Ran often mentioned that you are a very intelligent person. Words casually sprouted by you have such deep meanings and philosophies." Xiang Xiaolong blinked hard and gazed back at her, laughing, "Unexpectedly, I managed to hold a nice conversation with Grand Tutor Qin. Unfortunately, I have some matters to attend to but I am very satisfied already." Qin Qing revealed a sweet and intimate smile, gently correcting, "It is really my honor. Actually, there is something I wanted to discuss with Commander Xiang. Can you spare some additional time?" Actually, Xiang Xiaolong did not have anything urgent to attend to but he is afraid he may start flirting with her if he stayed any longer. Qin Qing's charm is nothing to joke about. Unsure of her feelings towards him, he was tempted and teased her, "So there is something important. I thought Grand Tutor Qin treats me like a special person." Qin Qing's jade face began to glow and her almond-shaped eyes stared at him as she exclaimed, "Commander Xiang! How can you use these flowery language on me?" A shy-looking Qin Qing is even more enchanting. Xiang Xiaolong slightly regretted his action but was highly excited at the same time. In the past, Qin Qing will walk off and ignore him forever upon hearing these words. Her cheerful reply reminded him about his uncertain feeling about all these being a dream or reality. Luckily, he has some strand of sanity left in him and bitterly smiled, "Please do not be angry. I am not clear-minded and was just joking with you." Qin Shing calmed and softly commented, "Yesterday, Empress Ji spoke to me about matchmaking the crown prince and asked for my opinion." Xiang Xiaolong was immediately alerted and was slightly shocked. "What does the Empress think?" he asked. Qin Shing stepped forward and came within an arm's length of Xiang Xiaolong. Her eyes deep in thought, she divulged, "She told me Lu Bue explained to her the benefits of Crown Prince marrying the Princess of Chu, saying that it will prevent the 6 states from working together against Qin. But she is hesitant due to the violent objections of Lu Gong, Su Xian, and the other high-ranking officials." Unconsciously, Xiang Xiaolong inched towards her and observed her unparalleled beauty. He then asked in a deep voice, "What advice did Grand Tutor Qin give her?" Qin Shing apparently cannot tolerate the proximity between them and retreated half a step. She lowered her head and softly replied, "I told her that the crown prince may be young but has his own mindset and thinking. She should ask him directly." Xiang Xiaolong's nose is filled with her nice fragrance and was intoxicated. He took another small step towards her and lightly guessed, "She would reject your suggestion." Qin Shing retreated again and was surprised, "How did you guess correctly?" Xiang Xiaolong wanted to see her reaction when she is distressed and stepped forward again. Now, they can almost smell each other's breaths. He is almost invading her personal space and nearly touching her fast-heaving chest. He stared at her lowered head and whispered, "This is called having a guilty conscience." For the past few days, she has been trying her best to avoid him. Qin Shing ran out of space to retreat and her ears are burning red. She complained in a low voice, "I am most fearful of the smell of alcohol." Xiang Xiaolong was jolted awake and recognized that he had nearly molested her. He took 2 steps back apologetically and stammered, "I better take my leave." Qin Shing's cheeks are red hot and her eyes are flashing with excitement. She glanced at him in silence. Xiang Xiaolong began to panic and uttered, "Hey! Why are you looking at me like this?" Qin Shing broke into a smile, "I wanted to see if you will leave without finishing your words like what you did in the past, showing that you have a guilty conscience too." Xiang Xiaolong secretly cursed, "It. The lady who beauty equaled Ji Yanran is someone unique, elegant, and classy. Her most attractive part is her wisdom. Every time he met her, he could not help but be attracted by her. He came here early in the morning to lessen his pain by indulging himself with Ji Yanran and the girls. He secretly hoped to see Qin Shing as well. This is a very complicated and ironic thinking. As Ji Yanran has mentioned, Qin Shing is the model lady who is widely respected and regarded by the people of Qin. Pure and chaste, she is a top beauty who cannot be violated. But it is due to her special position and status that his desire to eat this forbidden fruit is even more challenging and exciting. To a modern man from the 21st century, this is not a question of morals. Qin Shing does not belong to the people of Qin. She belongs to herself. Xiang Xiaolong suppressed his temptation but could not resist rebutting her. He shrugged his shoulders and opened up his palms, "I have never stolen anything in my life, so why should I feel guilty?" Qin Shing is a master at handling her emotions. Resuming her icy blank expression, she casually reminded, "That's great. How? You have not told me your views about the marriage." Xiang Xiaolong was agonized and implored, "This is not my forte. Will Grand Tutor Qin please enlighten me on the crucial aspects of the marriage?" Qin Shing is annoyed, "Sometimes, you are incredibly clever, like you can predict the future. Sometimes, you are as dumb as a bell. The marriage itself is crucial." Su Xian and Wang Ling wanted Crown Prince to marry Lu Gong's granddaughter Lu Danner so as to preserve the purity of Qin's blood in the royal family. Lu Bue wanted to spoil their plan as he is not a Qin native himself. Does Commander Xiang understand now? Xiang Xiaolong was blown away by this insight. At the end of the day, it is Qin's racist mindset. To an outsider like him, it doesn't mean anything, but to the Qin, it represents their determination against Lu Bue. If this matter is not handled well, it will put Xiao Pan in an unfavorable situation. Qin Shing sighed, I advised Empress to reconsider her thinking and wait for some time. She should decide only when she has a clearer understanding of the full picture. Xiang Xiaolong reasoned, that's the best plan for now. Lu Danner is really pretty but is actually a formidable tigress. Qin Qing laughed, you finally met the female army. Xiang Xiaolong bitterly laughed, that was what happened last night. Astounded, Qin Qing glanced at him, you accompanied them throughout the night. Xiang Xiaolong simply replied, I am not so free. Qin Qing questioned in a low voice, what has happened? Last night, Yan Ran was playing the qin alone in the garden and her music is full of sadness, making everyone feel like crying. Are you treating me like an outsider? Why don't you share with me your sorrow? Xiang Xiaolong intimately revealed, we received news about the death of someone close to us. But only Yan Ran knows this. Grand Tutor Qing. Qin Qing nodded, I understand. Does Commander Xiang want to take a look at Yan Ran and the rest? They should be up by now. Xiang Xiaolong shook his head, I will make a quick trip to the command center. If I have time, I will visit them later. Qin Qing advised, Commander Xiang should speak to Crown Prince about the marriage. I am sure he has the ability to make a good decision. Xiang Xiaolong nodded in agreement and left. A sense of longing is growing within his heart. The longing is intertwined with complicated excitement and thrill. Both Qin Qing and Xiang Xiaolong know that they are traveling along a very dangerous path. Sooner or later, they will lose their self-control.